Hey guys, today I am doing a totally different video than you're used to from my channel, but I have two thought processes here. I want to show you how I make my cleaning and decluttering home content kind of videos. The first reason is some of you watch my channel and maybe you're interested in how the whole video gets made. I did a whole search on YouTube. I could not find any videos on how to make a decluttering video. So I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna make one. This could totally flop, but I thought it might be interesting to you to see how it's done. And then the second reason I had is if you're looking to get started and make a YouTube video and you don't know where to begin, this video could help you. I cannot tell you how many hundreds of hours of videos and content I have watched to try and figure out how to make YouTube videos. And let me tell you, there's some bad advice out there. Now, there's some amazing advice out there, but you have to wade through a lot of advice and a lot of content before you can figure out what's going to work for you. And so I'm just going to tell you what I do. I'm not saying this is the best way to do it or the only way to do it, but this is how I make my videos. So let's get started. So the first thing that I do when I am making my YouTube videos, and this is the number one most important thing for me, is I come up with a title. To me, if I can't come up with a good title or maybe a handful of titles, I just don't even do the video. And part of that title process is also how I'm packaging the video. Before, when I was first learning YouTube, I would hear all about it's all about how you package your video. And I had no idea what they were talking about. It took me a long time to understand this. But the idea is essentially you could have two of the same videos, exact same videos, and one of them is packaged well, the other one is not. The one that's packaged well is going to get a ton of views. The one that's not packaged as well, it's not going to get any views. It's all about packaging. And when I say packaging, what I mean is the way that you present the topic of your video. I don't just mean the thumbnail or the title or the topic. It's all of them together and how you present it as a package. I also think about my thumbnail before I do the video and I come up with an idea of how it's going to look like. A lot of times I want my thumbnail to match the opening scene of my video because I want people to get a glimpse of what they're about to see. So I try to take my thumbnail picture right when I'm filming my video. And by picture, what I do is I just sit in front of the camera and I do a few poses and then I will screenshot them. I tried to take photos. I tried to do this for like 6 months. None of the photos looked good. I hate all of my early thumbnails because I just think for some reason the screenshots work better for thumbnails. So that's a big tip for you there. But I try to do the thumbnails first before the video so that I have an understanding of the packaging again. Because when I go into making a video, if I don't have a clear idea on the packaging and if I don't have a good thumbnail, I have found when I'm struggling on my thumbnail, those videos pretty much bomb. So just to further drive home this packaging idea, if you have a video where you are sharing cleaning tips for your home and you call the video how to clean your home, and you've got amazing tips inside, but it's just this boring how to clean your home title. Or on the flip side, you can title it 10 ways to clean 2 times faster. Well, that's like a great title because number one, it evokes some curiosity. You want to know, well, how do you clean 2 times faster? It also is driving some interest with the list. You've got 10 ways to do it. And so that kind of drives some interest. So just know that packaging could make or break your video. The other thing I do when I'm coming up with a title and a thumbnail is I will research to see if there are other videos on the topic. I won't watch the videos because I never want to fall into this trap where you're almost copying other creators, but I will just make sure that there are topics out there that already exist, because if I have a topic and there are no videos on it, I kind of say to myself, maybe there's no interest. There's got to be a reason why there aren't any videos on this topic. This will probably perform poorly. I mean, essentially, if there are no other videos on the topic, it could go one of two ways. You could either totally have a bomb because, again, the interest isn't there, or it could be such a hot topic that no one has done before and your video is going to take off. One video that I did do, and I didn't see any videos on it when I first did it, is that I did a video on 20 items to never have in your home if you hate cleaning. I did not see any videos on this topic and I checked. There are a lot of them now, but back when I did it, which was probably like 8 months ago at this point, but just know it could go one of two ways. And I will say with that video, it did take 6 months before I even started getting any views. I posted it, it totally bombed. I moved on, and then 6 months later, it is my top performing video. In fact, it was such a high performer that I ended up making 2 more, so now it's a series of 3. The way I look at it, if I publish a video and it doesn't do well, oh well, nobody's gonna see it then, right? Like YouTube isn't gonna push it out, the algorithm's gonna kill it for you, and it's no big deal. But on the off chance that it does do well, I'm not gonna let it stop me. I'm not gonna let that little concern that it may not do well stop me from putting a video out that I think is important. And then my next step is writing the script. To me, the script is of paramount importance. I do not like to go on camera and speak from an outline. I don't like to just have bullet points and kind of talk through them. My main thought around this, and I will do it for some of my more vlog style videos, but if I'm doing a talking head video like this, I script it out fully. I never want to waste anyone's time. I don't want to be up here thinking about what I'm going to say, flailing around or not saying it well, possibly repeating myself. I want to be very clear. I don't want to waste anyone's time, and I want to provide value. My number one goal when I am doing my script is I want to provide value. So to do that value, I end up researching my video. By far, the thing that takes the longest when I'm doing my YouTube videos is researching my script and writing my script. I will leave it for a few days because I kind of forget what I've written, and I will come back to it and I will say, does this script still work? And then I will edit the script, because at the end of the day, who am I? Nobody cares. And if my videos aren't helpful to you, you're going to click off, and I don't blame you. And when I'm going through this process and kind of thinking about this packaging still, what I like to do is when I come up with the title and the way that I'm positioning the topic, I think to myself, what are the 3 questions that people are going to have when they see this topic? So if I've got that topic, what are the 3 things that come to mind for them? And then I make sure while I'm scripting my video that I'm going to answer all 3 of those things. And I'm going to do it in a way so that when you watch the video and maybe you have these questions in your mind, you see that I've answered them and you feel like you've gotten the payoff for watching it. I definitely want to make sure that when people click on my videos and they watch it, they have that payoff. They feel very satisfied and very happy that they clicked on and watched my video. I want you to leave my video saying, that was so satisfying, I loved it, I'm gonna watch another one of her videos. And then just one little last tip on thumbnails, I would say to try to have consistent branding with your thumbnail. To me, that simply means if you put your face in your thumbnail, do that for every video. If you have specific colors and fonts that you like to use, which I recommend you do, and that's what I do, use that on every video, because what you want to do is when people watch your video and then you put out a second video, you want them to say, oh, I think I've seen that creator before. And they're going to click on your second video. And that's the key to growth, is when you get returning people clicking on your videos, and that's going to snowball growth your channel. And then let's talk about filming. I film on my Canon. I am not a camera person. It took me a long time to figure out my camera settings. The one thing that I will say about this is don't use the auto settings on your camera. Set them yourself. It will be just such a better result, and it will look really much better. Just go on YouTube and find, for your specific camera, find a video that teaches you how to do those settings. Microphone, I just have this Rode microphone right here. I put it on this little arm that's kind of on a tripod, and I'm telling you, my sound 10x'd when I took it off of the front of my camera and I put it on a little arm right in front of me, right above me. The other thing that helped my sound is I'm in this attic, and as you can see, it's fully carpeted, so the sound isn't bouncing off of the walls and the floors and the ceilings. If you don't have a choice, a lot of people don't have carpet. This is actually the only place in our home that we do have carpet. If you don't have a choice, just lay down some blankets on your floors. It will make so much difference and will really eliminate that echo. And then lighting. I use natural sunlight. That is the perfect thing. I would highly recommend, if you have a window, just film in front of it. Obviously, that does mean that you need to film during the day, which could be a little bit difficult. If you need to use a light, I can link the light boxes I use. I have 2 of them. I will say with the light boxes, I just don't think the light looks as good. It doesn't look as natural. It almost looks like a fake studio setting. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I haven't figured out my camera settings properly, but I would say the lighting for me, natural light if you can, is the best. After I do the filming, I will also go in and add B-roll. If you don't know, B-roll is the additional footage that you add into your video to make it a little more interesting. I like to use B-roll because when I'm explaining things to you guys, I then want to show you what I'm doing it. So I try to show rather than tell. I mean, obviously I'm doing a little bit of a mix of both because this is a talking head video, but I want to show you what I'm doing as I'm talking about it. One thing I'll note when I've been filming, I've been asking people directly to subscribe. Hint, hint. What I'll say is, if you enjoy content like this, click that video down below, and then I'll tell people it's free. I've noticed a lot of people have this idea that YouTube, in order to subscribe to somebody, you have to pay. That is not true. This is all free content, and when I remind people of it, I notice that's when my views to subscriber ratio go way up. Okay, moving on to editing, which used to be the bane of my existence when I first started my channel. My daughter actually taught me how to do it. I've been editing my own videos for a year and 9 months. I really enjoy doing it, and I don't foresee myself outsourcing the editing at any point. Although that is what they say you should do if you want to grow, because editing does take a significant amount of time, but I love doing it. I find it really enjoyable and fun to do. I do get a lot of people reaching out to me asking if they can edit for me, you know, pitching their services. It's actually really funny. Sometimes I will get a few comments on my video saying, this video quality is poor, and then magically the next day I will get an editor offering their editing services to me. It's crazy. I would say in terms of time, for every 1 minute of video footage that you see, it takes me about 30 minutes to create it. So if you think of it that way, I would say about a 10-minute video takes me 5 hours to make. Moving on to publishing, what I'm calling publishing is when you upload your video to YouTube and you get it all ready to publish. And I like to get my videos a couple of weeks out. So by the time you're seeing my video, a couple weeks have passed since I actually filmed it. This just gives me a little bit of peace of mind so that I'm not feeling like stressed out or I need to post a video. I mean, I know nobody's sitting on the edge of their seats waiting for my videos to come out, but I like to just, for my own peace of mind, kind of do this. And what I do is I optimize all of my videos. And by optimize, I don't simply mean just adding tags into your video. I'm talking about what is your title, what keywords are you using in your title? Yes, the tags. I think tags are important. You want to use those tags so that people can find your video when they're searching for it, and so you can kind of help YouTube out a little to know what your video is about. But the other thing I like to do is if I'm doing a video on cleaning or decluttering, I will add some peripheral keywords into it. A lot of people are looking up minimalism, and they may, as part of that journey, want to find a decluttering video. So if I do a video on decluttering, I will tag minimalism in it because that will pull in people maybe new to my content. Maybe they're looking for minimalism content, but they will see my video because it's all around the same theme and I've tagged minimalism in there. Once the video goes live, I always add a pinned comment and I always reply to your comments. This is something that's very important to me. If you have taken the time to write me a comment, and if you're a YouTuber who wants to get into this, I think this is important. I think there's nothing worse than you taking the time to say something to somebody and then they just ignore your comment. There is some caveats here though. If it's a rude comment, I will not respond to it. I use every fiber of my being to ignore the comment. And I'm not always the picture of restraint. You may have seen, I do reply to a couple of them, and I also will block people if I feel that they are just being very rude on the channel. I've only had to block 2 people in the past, but I won't hesitate to use that feature. But just reply to comments. The good comments especially, you want to reply to them. You want to engage with people. The negative ones, just ignore them. And remember, it's not about you. It's about them. And don't worry about it. Just move on. And then I just want to end on this. I know a lot of people want to do YouTube, but the thing that's holding them back is, what will your friends and family think? I know that this is a concern. I have this concern as well. I, to this day, have not told my best friends that I have a YouTube channel. My parents know, my sisters know, a lot of my family members know. My friends do not know. I'm actually terrified that they're going to one day be watching YouTube and then I'm going to get a call or a text and be like, you have a YouTube channel? I just have this thing where I don't want anyone I know watching my YouTube videos. I mean, it's super weird. I don't know. I just pretend that people are not watching my videos. And listen, here's what I say about this whole thing about worrying what other people think about you. Do not let this fear hold you back. I didn't let it hold me back. Here I am making this channel. When you have a YouTube channel, nothing matters. Nothing is embarrassing. Nothing bothers you anymore. And you're not going to worry about all of the other things. This is how you need to think, because when you have a channel, you're opening yourself up to a lot of criticism, a lot of commentary from people. I get rude comments all the time about my appearance, my clothing, whatever have you. And I just ignore it because you know what? Nothing bothers me anymore. Nothing is embarrassing to me anymore. Honestly, that is the way I think, and I have moved past it. Okay, guys, those are my tips for making a YouTube video. I hope it was interesting to you if you were at all interested in how these videos get made. As you can see, it's a ton of work and effort. I love doing it. I'm so happy to be making videos for you guys. Now I'm actually gonna film a video right now. I have a video coming out right after this one, I think. This is gonna be 3 fail-proof steps when you're struggling with clutter. So I'm gonna film that right now and then I'm gonna post it. So if you're not subscribed already and you wanna see that video, make sure to hit that subscribe button below. And thank you so much for watching. If you wanna keep on watching, I'm gonna link a video right here. So click on it and I'll see you over there. Bye-bye.